my Chanel for another episode of Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. Thank you so much, Hulu and Onyx Collective, for partnering with me as we break down the latest episode of Reasonable Doubt, my new favorite television show. I mean, Hulu and Onyx Collective are killing it with this season of Reasonable Doubt, y'all. This past episode was insane in the membrane. It's so much that we have to talk about. But I'm going to go ahead in the live chat right now and see what some of y'all are saying, chat. Hey, hello to everybody tuning in. It's so good to see you. We also got a couple questions that we got from social media as well that we're going to be able to dissect today too. I am really, really excited. But first and foremost, y'all, before we get today's special guest in here, so we have a special guest. Before we get today's special guest in here, y'all, what do we have to say about this week's episode? My gosh. I mean, for me, it's the cliffhanger. For me, it's the damn. It's the cliffhanger when we see that Jax was able to go ahead and zoom in. How many of us have done that? How many of us have zoomed in when we see a picture of something? We just like, hold on, let me zoom in real quick. Let me see what's going on. And she zoomed in and she saw that hand. She said, hold on, that hand looked familiar. Then she swiped up. That shoulder looked familiar. Hold on, that hand looked familiar. Is that Louis down to the hospital where he ignored my phone call, where he lied to me about the fact that he was at work when he wasn't at work? Is that Louis over there with Tony, who had the baby on the way with JT? But actually, it might be you. What's going on? It's so much going on. It is so much going on, child. But let me know what was your favorite part of this past episode. I mean, the cliffhanger was crazy. Cam says she knew that was his hand because he got a unique shaped hand. I'm screaming. Oh, his head. She said Louis got a unique shaped head. I'm screaming. For me, it was that part. Also, it was the way that Jax was able to use Adrian on the stand. He was able to use Adrian on the stand to get a Chanel story to be a little questionable as far as like, okay, would she really delete this man? Like, she was not trying to delete this man. She was trying to get away from this man with her children. You know what I mean? Like, putting a better perspective on who Chanel is. We got to meet Corey, Johnny Cochran Jr., Cash's dad. And his dad is a hell of a character. We saw him make a pass at Jax. What was that about? We even saw, some lip action between, now I've been asking about this for weeks now. Ramla, if you're watching this, I've been asking y'all for weeks to give me the tea. And everybody kept tootsie rolling around my questions. But now, finally, in this episode, we get a little bit of lip action. Or do we? Do we really get some lip action? Because does it count if it's in the imagination? So, I don't know. It's a lot going on. Let's see. Corey's daydream. Corey had like 2 daydreams. Who else? As a survivor, she just told him she appreciates his honesty. She thought he was one of the good ones. Wait, hold on. I gotta go back to the original comment. I'm losing it. Corey should have made his dreams come true. Exactly. Why are we dreaming? Why are we dreaming? Why are we getting our Selena on? Of you tonight. Why are we not making our dreams a reality, Corey? What's going on? I need to step into the writer's room. Ingrid said, Jesse, you on the right journey. Keep it coming, baby girl. Yes. I mean, so here's the thing, right? Again, I still feel like I'm at this crossroad where I'm like, all right, did Chanel really do this? We have so much doubt on her story now, but Adrian did not admit to being the one who sent JT to the crossroads. Remember, we really thought it would be Adrian, but he wouldn't admit to him being the one who did it. So now I kind of feel like we back at one. Like, what in the Brian McKnight? What's going on? Let me see. I feel like she did it. BB says, I feel like she did it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just, I don't know. But you know what? To get more clarity on what's going on this season, I mean, it's only right that I usher in our guest for today's show, right? So, I mean, we've had her on the show before. You know what time it is. You know who she is. I mean, she is leading, and not only is she leading the show, she is destroying this character in a good way. I mean, she is bursting through every scene that she's in. Sometimes sometimes I feel like I'm in her corner. The next time I'm like, okay, girl, Jax, please let Corey do his job. But y'all make some noise and show your love for the one, the only Emayatzy Corinealdi.
Hey everybody. I'm so happy to be here.
No, we're so happy to have you here, Emayatzy. Thank you so much for joining us. Last time we joined you,
Yes.
you were all over. I believe you were in NYC press, like doing all the press. And might I just add, you looked good. Like every press look,
Thank you.
every press look was hitting. Every outfit, the hair was herring, the makeup was on point. Like you really did that. So how does it feel now now that press is over and you're able to really just enjoy
Well,
the show? Well, not totally over, but now like the big leg of press is kind of now, and now you're able to enjoy the show more with us who are watching it. How does it feel seeing all the reactions to every episode?
it is so much fun. It is so much fun because the reactions are so wild and varied and a little bit of everything, and it just makes watching the show so much more fun with everyone's reactions. You feel like you're in the living room with everybody, so it's really been a good time.
Yeah, it's been great watching you. I mean, honestly, you are phenomenal. You've always been a
Thank
phenomenal
you.
actress, but you're not just an actress, you're an actress. Levels. I mean, you're really, really killing it. So it's only right, since we have you back, that we wanted to incorporate some fan questions.
Yes.
So, okay, first fan question. Should Jax show Lewis grace? Because it could have been her pregnancy that we'd be talking about by Damon.
Oh, oh, excuse me. No. Jax, is smart. Okay. Jax practices safe sex. Okay. So that would have never been the case. Okay. um, so no, it could not have been in that sense. But by the same token, mistakes happen, and I guess it could have been. There's always that little possibility. Um, Absolutely. I think there's ideally, this is Emayatzy answering, not Jax. Um, just to be clear. Um, grace is a special word. It's something that you would like to think that you're able to extend, because when you find yourself in the situation, you want to have a little bit of grace as well. So ideally, a little bit of grace does go a long way. But that's why I say you never know what's going on behind closed doors in people's marriages, because there might have been 20 pounds of grace that's already been spread out. You know what I mean? You don't know. You really don't know. So should Jax extend some grace? You know what? I don't know. I don't
We
know.
don't know.
I don't
We
know.
don't know. I will ask you this though, and one of the fans asked this as well. What are some of the similarities that you have between you and Jax? I mean,
Hmm.
obviously not her, but what are some of the similarities that you guys share?
Yeah, there's a few. I think the main one is just that she is a mother, a wife, and she's a professional. I can relate to that on a level that is just easy to just drop into that. Being all of those things myself. And in my case, having a really, really young child, and having to juggle all of it.
Mhm.
And also just in her perseverance, her strength, her ability to navigate, to get the job done. I have that same similar thing. But we start to differ a bit in the way that we execute things. I think we start to differ. Jax is, I think some people might call me stubborn, I think.
No,
Um,
no. What black
but
people
I,
have been called stubborn? I'm like,
girl,
yeah, we always be.
girl, girl. Um, but I do think that Jax being as dominating as she is and as self-assured as she has a particular way of going about things. She really could care less what anyone else thinks.
Mhm.
She knows how to, she has just like a laser focus when it comes to getting things done, and she's just very unapologetic,
Yeah.
so we differ a bit in that, because I care a bit more, what my parents think, and what my friends, think in certain situations. You know what I mean? So I weigh the opinions of people that I love and care about. And
Ooh,
whereas Jax, she's making the decisions, period.
she really is.
Yeah.
Speaking of her decisions, Jack be tearing up them outfits, tearing up
Yes.
the outfits, tearing up the hair, tearing up the makeup. What has been your favorite outfit so far to wear?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. It's been some good
Oh,
ones. I really love that camel suit in this episode. That was really one of my favorites. I
oh yeah.
love that. I loved it. Um, I loved the pink suit. I think it was in the last episode. Um,
And I think
I
you have
love
that pink suit on for the promo picture too.
yes, yes,
Amazing.
yes. Yeah, I love that pink suit. The shoulders, it's the shoulders. Yeah, this
Yeah.
camel suit, I just really loved it. And the top underneath was just so pretty and just, yeah, really, really nice. And a lot of her just lounge wear, her just everyday, just chilling. I like a lot of those looks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, those are some of my favorites. I love the date night dress, the leather dress. That was a lot
Oh,
of
that was
fun.
nice. That was sexy.
Yeah,
That was sexy. Now
yeah, that was a good one too.
that was a good one.
Hmm.
Ashley wanted to ask you, what is your ethnicity? She loves
Hmm.
your name, and does your name have a meaning?
Yeah. So my mom is from Youngstown, Ohio. Shout out to the yo. And my dad is from Panama, from Cologne, Panama. And my name comes from, there's this story of this princess in Panama, named Emayatzy, who went atop this mountain, and there's this mountain that they say is in the shape of a woman, and she died there waiting for her prince to come or something. And so my dad wanted to name me Yemati. And my mom was like, no, I don't know what that is. I don't like it. We're not doing that. um, and so he took Yemati and my mom's mother, Emma, and made Emayatzy. And that's how my name came about.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now that is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a beautiful story too. I'm definitely gonna look that up. Um,
Yeah.
okay, Samaj Day asked, what was the most difficult scene for you to shoot this season?
Ooh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh, there's one that I can't really get into. That it's coming up.
Okay.
It's coming up. There was a difficult scene. Um, you know, Jax and Lewis, they have a challenging marriage.
They
They
do.
have a challenging marriage. Yeah, and so within that, a lot of the difficulties arose out of that, I'll
Mm.
say.
They also asked, what was your favorite scene to shoot with Corey
Hmm.
or Chestnut?
More chestnut. Um, I really love the cigar scene in the cigar lounge in the last episode. We have fun with that.
I
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah.
That was from the last episode too, and even as we're talking about that scene, because I want to ask you about that scene too, but the way you just cocked back and you was like you was smoking your cigar, I'm like,
Yeah.
do she be doing this on the
I know. I know. I had my cousin call me, when you start smoking cigars? I don't smoke no cigars, girl. But yeah, that was a fun scene. That was a fun scene. And as a matter of fact, just a little tidbit, our our second AD, his name was Monty. She is the one, she outside smoking cigars, in between takes or what have you. I said, Monty, how to smoke this cigar, girl. So she was the one who took me outside, gave me a little tutorial to make sure I had it down, so I
red?
wasn't embarrassing none of the real cigar smokers out there. So shout out to Monty. She's the one who got me all the way together.
Oh, she did that. The way you was just smoking, like
Yes.
taking it back, and even like speaking of that scene. So even though this is last week, I do want to ask you about the dynamics between Corey and Jax. I feel like
Mhm.
that scene was a turning point for both characters.
Yes.
Now there have been some times like not Emayatzy, I love you now, okay. But Jax be getting on my nerves sometimes because it's like, girl, you done told this man to come down through here
Listen.
and take this case now, and you not letting that man do what he got to do. You keep interfering, and so now that man had to go sit down with the white people, and now the white people come and tell y'all the black people what to do, and then you have Jack saying, now you got these white people in our business. Now you got these white, they pull
Right.
blacks into the office, letting you know,
Yeah.
can you look better? Can you ease up? You got Jack saying, well, do you want me to get knee pads too? What else do you want to do? Like, so tell me about the dynamic shift after that scene. Do you feel like that conversation between them was really needed, and was it a pivotal time for their chemistry?
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember when I read that scene in the script, I was like, okay, this scene right here should be the moment that shifts their dynamic. Because at the end of the day, though Jax has brought Corey in, because she realizes she's not able to be 100% present. At the same time, Jax is not about to let somebody come in and mess up her situation, and mess up her stuff to, just cause any kind of friction or to have her look in any particular way. You're not going to come in here and lose this case. You're not going to come in here and do anything that I wouldn't do. So the moment she starts to feel any of that is when she steps in, whether people agree with it or not. Jax is protective of this legacy that she's built here at her firm. She's a partner at this firm, and she's not going to let anyone come in and just dismantle it, trying to do what they think is best. Right. And again, that's one of the reasons why I love her. She is going to do what needs to be done, whether other people agree or not. But yes, when that scene happened, I knew that everything that comes after this should have them on a much more equal and understanding playing field from here on. And I think that's the case. That's what started to be the case after that scene, because they understood what it was. He he was wrong for doing that. He knows he was wrong for doing that. And Jax can recognize, she didn't necessarily say, I'm sorry.
Right.
But she recognized that, you know what I mean, that maybe she was wrong and they could come together. That's why he had to dream the sorry, because I mean, that's about as close as it was gonna get.
Talk about them dreams now.
Yes, yes, the dream. We'll come to the dream. But yes, after that, that really changed their dynamic, and I think they started to merge and realize they're on the same team. They both have something to prove, I think.
Yeah. Let's talk about even in the last episode, because this is the episode before the last one, but we see how even though Jax is like interfering with Corey, you do always have to bet on Jax, because Jax knows what she's doing now. Now, sometimes her approach to me is a look, okay, calm down.
Yes.
She knows what she's doing. She's able to see right through Chanel. and able to see like, okay, maybe this girl is not telling me the complete truth. And then we see in this episode where you have the meet up with Adrian, where I was like, okay, please don't let this be another pew situation. My
Right.
Lord. But you're able to get the tea from Adrian, and you're able to use what Adrian tells you on the stand to definitely throw more doubt on what Chanel is being accused of doing. How was it filming that, and how do you think that's going to change the scope of what's happening for Chanel for the season?
Yeah, I think it changes everything, because it allows Corey to see in that moment that, okay, you know what, she was right. She was right. You know, let this woman do her job. You know, maybe I was coming in, you know, overstepping a little bit. I hope that's what he thought. But yeah, you know, that did change everything, because Jax was able to show everyone there's more to this case than you think. Yeah. There's much more that's happening, which is what she felt from the beginning. That's what she felt from the beginning. So she was able to start to pull some of those threads a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about them kids. I remember I think it was the second episode. I can't remember what exactly happened, and you were like, "Man, F them kids."
Right.
But F them kids, I got them kids doing things behind y'all backs. We have you know, your son on the show dealing with, you know, masculinity.
Yeah.
Then you have the daughter having her little secret account, a little TikTok might not be supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know? So I love how this show shows us the balance. You are an attorney. You're a big time attorney. You have a husband, even though the marriage is a little, okay, we'll know what's going on. You have these kids and you're balancing it all. But how do you think Jax and Lewis are doing on the parenting side?
You know, I think they are trying to figure it out. You know, they're just coming off of this separation, you know, that's still a bit new. You know what I mean? They're trying to figure that part out. Jax is still not completely, you know, back into the office, trying to figure out what that looks like. I think she'd been enjoying the time spent with the kids, taking them to school and doing everything. And now, again, that mom guilt, even more so now, she says, okay, I got to get back to that. That felt great. But I also have to get back to what fuels me at some point. How am I going to do that? Yeah. So that's what Jax is trying to balance. And I think them together, and Lewis is making strides in his career. And I think them together, they are at a point where the kids are, you know, coming into their teenage years now. They have to do things a bit differently. Yeah. And they're trying to figure out what exactly that looks like. So it is a time of change, I think, for the household right now, for the Stewarts.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about Corey and Jax. Because, you know, last couple episodes that I've been doing, you know, Beyond Reasonable Doubt. Shout out to Hulu. Shout out to Honest.
Yes, they've been so good.
Oh, thank you.
You are so good.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Every time I have y'all on here, y'all be tootsie rolling around my questions. Morris Chestnut did it when I was asking about, okay, what are we gonna see more hugging with, you know, with Jax and Corey? He was tootsie rolling around that question. You had Ramla, she came on here, she was doing the same. Listen.
Tootsie rolling.
What is going on with Corey and Jax? Because now we got Corey getting his Selena on daydreaming about Jax. What is happening? What is going on? Is it on both sides? Is it just a one-sided thing? What's going on?
I mean, well,
will there be more?
You saw it. I mean, this is his daydream. You know what I mean? In his wildest dreams, he would hope that at the very least, an apology and an acknowledgement of how great he is would come from Jax. You know what I mean? Which I think is so hilarious and just meant for you. I
Yeah.
think that dream represents what most men would like to see happen, just an acknowledgement and I'm sorry and you are great, all of those things. Um, so I think that is what that is. I think it's just that.
So are we gonna get more of that? Is that
I can't,
oh
I
God,
can't get into
not
that.
total
I
Emayatzy.
can't get into that. I
Okay,
can't get
Lord. Does Roger have y'all on an NDA or something? Y'all
listen, this is what I will say. Jax is a woman who has shown everyone that she values her marriage.
mm-hmm.
She's shown everyone that she values her commitment, that she values herself. And she is trying her hardest to do the right thing.
Mm,
Can
okay.
she? Will she? I don't know. I don't know. She is human at the end of the day, so we'll just have to see.
We love a good PR answer. We love it. All right. Now, okay. Let's talk about the real nitty gritty. So
Okay.
Jax and Lewis,
Hmm.
okay, we've seen them go from this separation to getting back together. Therapy's going great,
Hmm.
and now Lewis is paying for a sin, or seemingly paying for a sin that he committed back in season one, right? Back when
Right.
you guys were kind of like in limbo. And
Right.
so now you have this girl, Tony, who's somewhat at the center of this trial, where we find out that she was having relations with JT and possibly maybe having JT's baby on the way. But then now we see you come across that picture and you see that hand, you swipe up, you see that shoulder, you swipe
Hmm.
up, you see them ears, you see them hips. One thing about a wife, she knows her husband.
She knows.
She gonna know every wrinkle on your finger. She gonna know that. And
Hmm.
so now you have her come to terms with, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
This is why you couldn't keep it up the other night. I screamed like when you had that scene with the friend, and you're telling the
With
friend,
Autumn. Hmm.
and you just see Jax's wheels turning and you're putting things together, and now you come to terms with, oh my gosh, this is what's really been happening with this man.
Yeah.
Talk to us about not only how it was shooting those scenes with Lewis, who, oh my gosh, his name is slipping my
McKinley.
McKinley.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You guys have such good chemistry. So talk about
Yeah.
shooting those scenes with him, but also like, where does this put these two characters?
Hmm. Hmm. Um, you know, anything that McKinley and I do together, any scenes that we do together, I think we both just look forward to them. The tough scenes, the fun scenes, the sexy scenes, the easy scenes, because he is just such a great scene partner.
Mhm.
And what makes a great scene partner for me is someone who is present, ready to play, willing to play. Anything that I throw out, he catches it and throws something else, and vice versa. And that's what makes it so much fun. That's what creates the chemistry that everyone sees on screen, because it's a safe space between us.
Mm,
There is nothing we can't talk about. If somebody's uncomfortable with something, we will say it to each other. If somebody has an idea, we say it. And it really just makes a space that's so valuable, because you do not always have that when you're working with a scene partner in that way, especially someone that you are, in most of your scenes with, someone who's playing your spouse, or, whoever your person is. It can be difficult if you have someone who isn't as giving in that way.
yeah,
So that's what makes it easy for McKinley and I. We could
y'all are
just do it
great.
all day. We could do it all day.
You guys are great. Like, I mean, even
Thank you.
from season one, it was great, but this season, y'all are really just hit. Y'all are like hitting your stride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes there, but between now, this is six. By the time we get to 10, I mean, so much happens between these two. I remember feeling bad for them as the scripts were coming in. I'm like, dang, Ram, I mean, it's just so much emotional turmoil that they both have to go through. Um, but it's fun to dissect it all. Especially me coming from, I am married or what have you, so being able to dissect this TV marriage in this way is just really a lot of fun. And it just makes the story that much richer when you have that kind of trust and chemistry with your scene partner.
Yeah. So where does this put these two characters? Like, what do we have to look forward to in the upcoming episodes? I mean, I know going in detail because
yeah. No, I'll say this baby possibility and the Tony of it all. I mean, it really throws a wrench in the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I think Jax is really like, I was trying. Like, I'm sitting here in therapy. I'm doing the work. I'm seeing you, this therapist. I'm seeing my therapist. Jax is doing the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it really does feel like a slap in the face, to have this happen. Because even though there's the thought of, okay, yeah, mistakes can happen, but all the other things, why did you allow this to happen? Why, just it just makes so many other things happen. And then, as we know, even though Jax had her own situation, last season, this one, this feels a little bit different. And I think she is going to have to really wrestle with, can this be saved? Can we move on from this? I just really, I really don't know. In the same way that Lewis, I'm sure, had that same question, after the first season, and I think Jax was this is what also sent them into couples therapy, but Jax was very grateful that he forgave her and they were able to start the journey of working through this. But I don't know, man. This is a different one. If it really ends up being what it really ends up being, I don't know.
Well, we as the viewers cannot wait to see what is next.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I mean, Emayatzy, I want to thank you so much for
thank you
with us and coming and hanging out with us and telling us about your experience shooting this season. We're so proud of what you're doing. I mean, this show is amazing. Can you please let us know how to follow you, how to support you on socials before you go?
Yes. Well, first, I just want to say, Jesse, you are fantastic. Your energy, your light, it's just really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And I found out that you have the voice when you did your episode with Morris. I said, she just a multi-hyphenate around here. It's just really, really beautiful. So I'm honored to be on this platform with you. I think you're wonderful. It's the truth. You can follow me. What am I on? I'm on Instagram now. They done got me on Instagram, so I'm on there now. And I'm on Twitter. And my cousin just made me the TikTok, but I haven't done anything on there yet.
You gotta do the TikToks. You have to.
Okay.
Like when you're going into the new season, like you got to give us the outfits. You got to give us the behind the scenes.
Okay.
You have to.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the ADs on set, they're gonna help you with the TikToks. You gotta get that going.
I know. I'm gonna try. Social media, but yes, I'm gonna try. Yes.
But we would love to have you on TikTok. So I cannot wait to see what you do with that, especially with the next season.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Emayatzy. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. And I guess we'll see you again before the season ends. We're looking forward to it.
Yes. I look forward to hearing everyone's comments after the next episode.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much, Emayatzy.
Bye. Thank you.
Well, y'all, thank you so much for coming through to Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. Y'all, let me see some of these comments before we go, child. Let me see what y'all got to say, huh? Oh my gosh. I can't even say this last comment that I just saw. But it's about Jax and Corey. Listen, y'all got the same questions I got. Y'all got the same questions I got. When is we gonna get any more scenes? Okay. What did somebody else say? This is my show. I love this so much. Two talented, beautiful ladies. Thank you so much, y'all. Well, you guys, listen, if you haven't watched the episode already, make sure that you run to Hulu. Don't walk. Run to Hulu. Make sure that you check out this episode of Reasonable Doubt. And as always, like, I will see you guys here next Friday. We did change the time. Make sure that you like this live so that more people can see it. Make sure that you share it as well so that more people can see it. And as always, we will see you guys next week for that episode of Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.